So in this video, we're going to talk about what do banks and lenders look at when you're applying for a HELOC and how to increase your approval rate when applying for a HELOC. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kwak here, one of the Kwak brothers here, and today in this video we're going to talk about HELOCs and continue this series and conversation about home equity line of credit. Now, you're probably looking into this video because you've checked out some of our other videos on how to pay off your mortgage faster. Well, in this instance, we're going to talk about how to get into a home equity line of credit. Now, guys, I am not a banker. I am not a financial advisor, so make sure that you don't misconstrue this video as any sort of banking or financial advice. Make sure you guys go and actually talk to a banker and a financial advisor to get further details for your situation. Now, we may actually have a banker in our podcast, and we're going to go ahead and do a Q&A with the bankers. So if you guys want to see that podcast, if you guys want to see us interview a banker about how to specifically apply for a HELOC and mortgage, stick around, subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're going to release that video very soon. You do not want to miss it. So from the general standpoint of view on getting approved for a HELOC, what do banks and lenders really look at when it comes to taking a look at your application? Generally, and I mean it generally, it's HELOC is like any other loan process and loan application. They're going to look at your credit, they're going to look at your tax returns, they're going to look at your experience if you're looking to do real estate investing. And they're going to also look at your overall financial strength and also your financial statement. So one of the first things that we want to talk about is credit. They're obviously going to take a look at your credit to see what type of credit you have, your credit history, your credit report. And there's this misconception out there that credit score alone approves for a loan. Now, I know there are some certain loan products out there where they're not going to even look at your credit, maybe not. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys more of mainstream ideas. There are extremes, right? But I'm going to give you more of the mainstream ideas. So it's really easy to misconstrue that credit scores alone will give you an approval, which is not true. So credit scores, right, does not get you approved for loans. It gets you declined. And here's what I mean. When it comes to applying for a loan, it's kind of like the ACT or SAT score, right? The standard exam for college entrance. If I were to be a university or college and I'm looking for students with at least 30 in their ACT scores and 30 and on, I'm going to go and consider their application. 30 and below, I'm going to decline them because they're not really quite up to our standards. So the banks kind of look at the same way. They have a set threshold as far as what credit score they're looking for. Above that credit score, they're going to say, okay, we'll go and take a look and see what we can do to approve or further investigate and underwrite this application. Now, certain banks may say underneath this credit score, under the threshold, we're just going to outright decline, right? There's almost no chance of this person getting approved for a loan. Notice I said almost, right? So there's always exceptions, there's always extremes and different loopholes, right? But as far as credit scores alone, guys, aren't the decision-making factors, okay? Very important that we go through that. Also, the banks are going to look at your tax return. So most likely they'll look at your last 2 years of tax return. It is 2018, so they're going to look at 2017 and 2016 tax return. Come next year in 2019, they would like to see the most recent tax return, which will be the 2018, and they want to see a 2017 tax return. All of this because they want to make sure they verify that you have them, you're making the money, right? You got the means to pay for the loan, right? That's really important for the banks, and making sure that you're stable, you have stable employment. The certain banks may also ask you to turn in pay stubs or your W-2 or your bank statement. Now, I have seen banks where, for example, if you're self-employed, your tax returns may not look good as some of the other W-2 counterparts. So I have seen banks take a look at your bank statements to see how much cash you're holding and what sort of asset you have to make sure that you're being bankable. The banks also may see that, may also check to see if you have any other assets. So do you have any vested stocks, bonds, mutual funds, retirement plan, They may see if you have any other real estate. Do you have invested in gold or commodities? So they want to see the overall debt, and they also want to see the overall asset. And banks preferably will like for you to fill out what's called a financial statement, which is usually 1 or 2 pages, summary of your debt and your asset, which gives you the equity of your net worth. So that's what the banks will want to see. And the application, guys, and this is a little tip, an insider tip that I've gotten over the years from experts and bankers. Banks also see how well you fill out your application, right? If they see empty spots, right, empty form, then you're less likely to be looked upon as a favorable application, right? They want to see that you fill out your phone number. If you have a second phone number, great. They want to see email address, right? How to best contact you. So the more information they have about you, the more likelihood that they can get more of an accurate decision and accurate data for them to make an accurate decision based on your situation. Now, of course, as I said, there's always extremes. There's always exceptions, right, and caveats. So it's really important that you guys take this more as a general statement or a general conversation more so than any specific. So like I said, guys, we're going to definitely have a Q&A interview with a banker, right? Join us to address any specific questions that you may have. In the meantime, if you want me to ask any questions to the banker in your behalf, guys, go ahead and comment down below. We'll love to get some questions from you to the banker, or if you want to ask me questions, awesome. I'll give you guys a little bonus tip before we end this video. If you're looking to get a HELOC, a home equity line of credit on a rental property, it is possible. I know there's some people that say, well, it's impossible for you to get a HELOC on a rental property. Well, that's not true. Again, we don't want to speak in absolutes. There's always exceptions. There's always situations that may allow the banks or allow an investor to be approved for a HELOC. So yes, it is entirely possible for you to get approved for a home equity line of credit on a rental property. Generally, what the banks will want to see is they want to see a ton of experience from you, ton of assets, and also that you're stable, right? Obviously, the bank doesn't want to lend on an LLC or a corporation, especially when you're doing a HELOC. Yes, it is possible for you to get HELOCs on a rental property. While it's rare, it is possible. So guys, stick around, do subscribe. I will get a banker to come on our show. We may just as well turn this into a live video. So we'll do this live broadcast where you guys can participate, ask questions, and get your answers live from a real banker instead of me, because I'm not a banker, but I'm just speaking to you guys with my experience dealing with the banks for many years. So thank you for watching, guys. Be sure to stick around, wait for that podcast to come around, because I'm excited for it, and I think you guys are as well. So guys, take care. Well, hello there. You made it to the end of this video. Congratulations, and that probably means that you like our video and you love what we did. So be sure, if you want to get more information, more YouTube videos from us about real estate investing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to make sure that you get notifications on our future videos about real estate investing.